My alarm didn't go off. Sorry about that. I had woken up and I was like, oh, I can't do this right now. Set the live stream and then laid back down. And my spouse let me know. They waking me up and I was like, Levi, what? Did you set an alarm? Ooh. Yay. Fun times. Fun times. Oh, goodness. All right, today's breakfast. Mostly because I'm also waking up here. Jeremy, how goes it? Jewel, how goes it? After being, I would not be surprised after being sitting here for like a half hour without anything going on that we don't get people to come in. If somebody wants to pop into the Discord and be like, "Hey, Levi's finally actually live. Levi's actually there," you can do that. Whoopsie. We've got. What do I got? I should have some waffles. Actually, right here. So we're gonna have some waffles. Nice and easy. Easy waffles. Come back to that later. We got an apple. How everyone doing? It's been a while. I'm waking up. That's what I'm. Oof. Traded your truck for a running diesel truck and a slide-in camper. Horrible time to trade in and get diesel. Gas prices right now are astronomical. Bananas and cream. Blueberries. Maple and brown sugar. Blueberries and cream and maple and brown sugar. That sounds good. I don't feel like I have a lot of milk today or anything. I don't feel like it. Alright. So that's a disaster time. I don't want to deal with it right now. Killer has been avoiding me since I've been having to give him medication the last few days. I managed to sneak his medication into the food yesterday, or the day before that, actually. And today, he didn't want to eat all of it last night. What's up from Michigan, Thomas? Not much. DJ. I'm not the goat out of goats. I am a normal person that is just very, very tired. Yes. I apologize for that. Also, I keep forgetting. I wish that it would be. There we go. We could do that. Dags. Morning. Because the channel doesn't have an AI budget. The channel doesn't use AI. We don't use AI. That's one thing that isn't ever going to do. How do we know Levi isn't napping and this is very bad AI? Oh, yeah. I am. It's gonna be very easy. Tobias, did you make more hot dogs? No. Okay, because I'm like, you ate hot dog buns and hot dogs the other day that were meant for like a dinner.
Also, do you have any of those burritos left
The what burritos?
from yesterday, last night?
No. Mama had the other burrito.
Oh. Oh, man. Nothing I can do. Do you have this today?
Not right now. I'm not sure.
No, it's like dinner.
For dinner, I don't want mac and cheese. I got some, as long as you didn't eat them all, there should be enough hot dogs in there. I got some, I can do pigs in a blanket. And then we got some fruit and veggies that we can toss in there with that. Of course, I still have some fries I can put in there too. I've been tired, man. That wasn't my spouse. That was my kid. He just got a high pitched voice. My spouse has a deeper voice than I do, actually. Oh man, I think. Oh. Yeah. It's good hot water. Where? Hello. You don't know where my English breakfast tea is. I got Lady Gay. But I like the bite. And I want some Earl Grey. Alright, that's whatever. Me. You're on your second pot of tea. Tea. Nice and simple. It's just warm enough that it will continue to brew while we move the tea over. Oh, we got sugar over here. Easter holidays in the UK. It is. I think it's Easter here too. Easter. I have a problem with most gods. When you live the life that I lived, study the religions that I have studied, my main thing is, how could any god that was worth their salt of being called a god allow the misfortune that happens to children daily be a thing? As one of the children who has had misfortune happen to them. Before you go, it's all a test or anything like that. We don't do politics or religion on this channel. And so I'm going to skip right on by it.
Can you make me some eggs?
No. I just sat down.
After you're done eating?
No, let's see what washing dishes. Yeah, that's what I thought. I have like 8 pans and shit to wash today. We've got 5 of the usual pans clean. Okay, so we've got 2 skillets over there, 2 pots, plus the random tidbits. Yeah, I don't care if you have that. You just ask Raven. Make sure.
It's not the wheels.
If it's not the wheels, then I don't think it's theirs. I don't know. Go ask Raven. OS Satanism? Oh.
They said no.
I guess it's not theirs? Alright, then you can go ahead with that. I have practiced a few different religions too. Two things I try not to discuss in politics and religion. You're gonna break shit. Stop! Put it down! Stop messing with shit.
It didn't work. I want to play back. I'm so fucking sorry.
Oh. Right? Spies is just being a kid and just wants to touch and mess with everything. What if Napa multiplies like triples? Oh no. I already have that joke in a sketch though. Gotta make a legit thing eventually. Knowing my kiddo, he knows enough about the back rooms to come out safely.
Me or Raven?
You.
Wow.
Also, we don't do SCP shit on the channel. Which I find funny. Because they went and made a whole ass movie. But you can't technically copyright the SCP shit. No. Point taken. You know. They went and made a movie on it. So they're copyrighting it. At least their version will be copyrighted. So I don't like messing with it. Somebody somewhere is going to get angry about it. There was a Moopsie? I don't remember that event.
See? Lucy?
That is a poor ass excuse for tea. I'm gonna set the stage here for you as to why we don't do this. There have been YouTubers that have worked with SCP that have controversial issues. One of the largest YouTubers in the SCP space, I have watched have to make several videos about they don't support this, they don't do this. They've had to go political multiple times. There was an entire incident where they had to pretend a character that was huge in that universe doesn't exist anymore because it was written by a controversial person. I'm not touching that entire thing.
You're not touching.
No, with a 10-foot pole, we are not going to do SCP shit.
Oh.
That's number one. Number two is the moment we introduce SCP, it's going to be the same thing as like, why don't we have Ben 10 use Alien X for literally everything? Because there's always an SCP out there that can beat this or solve this or do this. Why don't you call this and do that?
Yeah, I'm sixes.
We have that issue as it is with everything that we write. Somebody's like, well, why doesn't this XYZ happen? Why don't you call this? So I just don't have any intention of ever doing any of that. I just don't think it's worth it to deal with the trouble
There have been entire channels that have been taken down that were doing SCP stuff because there are people who are copywriting the material. Now, it'd be very hard to take our channel with how we do our videos, but still. Yeah, there's no escape from the, hey, why didn't you do this? Just do that. Like, I had people mentioning that there was no bullets in the Nerf weapons, and I'm like, I'm playing around with it. I was like, I'm just going shh, but at the same time, I'm also like, I'm not gonna clean that shit up. One person mentioned it, and they knew exactly what, and they said that word for word, and I was like, shut up! Don't be giving away the secrets. Chuck Norris. Yeah. We have a couple ideas for a video. I just saw bunnies pop up on my screen. Your mac and cheese beeped.
I know. Middle of that, but can't really get it even if I wanted to.
Very carb heavy breakfast right now, but also this has
want to.
the oatmeal has added fiber. That says fiber. That's enough, kiddo. No. As funny as that idea would be, I also tend not to revisit the same joke after a little while. This is a good point to bring up somebody that we're gonna be collaborating with, Madman Finrear, right? And you guys know that more recently his videos have been stable, so I've been able to watch a few of his videos more recently. My feedback is still the same on that. The joke in his thing isn't the event that's happening or where it's happening. It is always the gun is the end of the joke, right? He solves a problem with the gun. Now, the videos I have seen that have been stable, that has not been the case, but they're also very rough. What I do like is that he's expanding his in general, his repertoire. But you can definitely tell that he's struggling with other types of things. I do appreciate that, though. I do appreciate the fact that he's branching out and picking up stuff and doing other things for the jokes versus, hey, let's just bam everything away. Making fun fantasy stuff? I don't know. Pure ADHD. No, I wouldn't call it pure ADHD. That's not what I would call it. He has leaned into chaos grilling. That does not equate to ADHD. That is, he has leaned into a specific brand style of comedy. It's not the first style that I have seen like this. If he goes back to the shaky camera, he goes back to the shaky camera. That's whatever. It's not a new style. A lot of TikTokers and stuff like that got famous for the same thing. He's just kept doing it. I think that's key here is that he's still doing it. And that's not a bad thing. If that's your brand, that's your brand. I'm just appreciative that he's starting to evolve his style. and take a look at it. So. Your boy is back? What do you mean your boy is back? And they just dropped the first episode of season 4 of Slime. Oh, nice. Stitch, Meeps, and Moopsie. That'd be a fun one. What if Levi and John met Canadian Barbarian? I'm having a hard time remembering who that is.
Moopsie that eats bones.
What?
I might talk about the Moopsie that eats bones.
Yeah, that's the Moopsie that everyone's talking about.
Moopsie.
Moopsie. My kiddo, I don't know if my kiddo has seen. Have you seen that video I did?
No.
No, okay. He's making fun of fantasy stuff with it. That's what that was. Not that he's making fantasy stuff. Barb is American Wizard. Mad Fenrir is the one we were talking about. Preston, is that the one you're talking about? Because I'm not gonna say I'm excited. I am cautiously optimistic for his growth. Because I like creators that continue to do, like, if they're a comedy creator and they continue to make comedy and they've evolved their comedy, I like that. Creators who have one specific joke and they replay over and over, it's fun to watch them periodically. I have no desire to follow them. They show up on my feed, I'll be like, oh, they're still doing this. All right. Right? And to be fair, the Predators are a big part of that. With our brand, Predators are a big part of our stuff. Now, we tend to put them in similar situations. The joke is that they fail, but it's also not the joke. The joke is more about how do they fail, right? And that changes massively, constantly between the sketches. A lot of people think that the joke is that they fail. I was like, no, that's the formula. There's a difference between the formula and what happens. And I've seen enough of his sketches, and I'm like, that's not bad. But when I got to the point of where I was like, this is the same joke over and over and over again, I was like, I can't stand this. But as of late, he's had stable camera, and I'm really appreciative for that because I can actually watch his stuff more. That's been probably my main critique on that. Stabilized camera, utilizing shaky shots. Like we did a shaky shot. We had a couple different shots where they were like close up and a little bit shaky, and we discussed where in the sketch we wanted to put those, because we wanted to use them to enhance what was going on rather than like, let's just give everyone motion sickness. So there's like 2 shots, even though like 6 were filmed. You know, you have the ending, and you have right when, basically when Chris bit the dust, and you have John bit the dust, and you have when Levi bit the dust. Really good specific points as to having the type of thing happen. And to be fair, when not even when John bit the dust, it was like a different point. It was when John was saying his one line, and I don't think we used that one. Never mind. We only have one. We only have one. I stole the audio from the other one. That's another thing. Do you guys know that there are 3 or 4 times in the Moopsie sketch shaking with reason? Yes, Levi Marker. Exactly. There are 3 or 4 times within the Moopsie sketch that I took audio from one clip and put it on another. We have screams. We have that final scream of mine. I did a great here, but the original that you hear on that is actually from a version where the camera shake is too much. The Moopsie video wasn't my favorite because I didn't know about it beforehand. I only knew about the Futurama Bone Eater. I think that happens a lot where people just don't like. We still try to make it as general. Like you don't have to know about it to be like that's a bone eating monster. Okay, bone eating monster. There's plenty of those types of things. Since the Yautja got the lantern rings, then can the xenomorph get? Yeah, I told Chris we're gonna have to figure that one out. There's gonna have to be a whole storyline where the lantern where they get the lantern rings and then they lose them. Because the moment we started having them win with the lantern rings, and it was done for merch reasons, is what it was. It was done for merch reasons. It was, Carrie made an art piece. There was a way to benefit an artist, promote some merch, make a little bit of money on the side. Now, personally, I've been in a lot of different things for sales. It's not how you want to sell your stuff. But the way people sell things on social media is different than you would in the normal world of door-to-door sales or making phone calls and stuff like that. So it's going to be an interesting thing seeing how this plays out. Are you on a walk?
Yes, I'm walking my dogs right now.
Oh, that was. Are you there?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I'm on cell signal right now, so it's not great. I'll hop on my computer when I get home.
That was an important thing that we needed to find out was how good was the connection when you're out walking. The same thing with mine.
I got 3 bars here. Part of my neighborhood is. Okay, come on. Part of my neighborhood's really good, and a part of my neighborhood is horrible. So it's really gonna depend on the area I'm in. Come on. The grass doesn't smell that good. Come on.
The question is when we're both on cell signal trying to do the walks,
Yeah.
how well it works. Because if me and you are on cell signal both at the same time, there's no longer a host that has a
Right.
decent signal. How well does the live stream work?
What I think we do is I host on my computer and leave my computer's screen hidden, and that's our host, and you and I both dial in.
I think that might be the best option because that way we have a stable connection for at least one person so that if
Right.
we both pop out, it doesn't end the stream.
Agreed. Or if I lose connection or you do, it just shows, coming soon.
Yeah.
We need to have like a screen that says stand by technical difficulties where those words are where those words are hidden behind our faces when we're streaming on our phones. So if
the
our phones do
question
die,
is do we want them to be like villain support branded or do you want just the normal standby technical difficulties?
I don't know. We'll have to figure that out. Come on, puppies, come on. Daisy, come on.
We bribe Allison to hijack the stream.
No, because she'll be working. She's got a new job, so she has. It's better because her hours are specific, so she'll be done, like mid afternoon, early evening, like people with regular jobs are. She's used to. Yeah, so no, but she'll be she'll be working depending on the day, anywhere from 7:30 a.m. until 5 p.m. Just kind of depends on the day.
Yeah. We were talking about the predators with the lantern rings got brought up, and I was talking about like the difference in how merch is handled, and I have sold in various ways, and I was talking about the difference in that between like social media versus this other thing. So it's going to be interesting to kind of see how things kind of go.
In terms
it's
of
not
what?
something I would have personally done.
In terms of what?
But you saw an opportunity to kind of advance a storyline that we kind of needed.
Are you talking about the print?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because whether we like it or not, people
So far, 2 have sold.
well, hold
Yeah.
on. So whether we like it or not, that is an event that a lot of people are considering, quote unquote, can whoop, up. Motherfucker was about to escape.
He wasn't. The door was closed.
Okay, he was heading for that door so quick. Give him here. He now owes a tax.
Oh, you owe him an apology.
What did I do?
The cans of food that we have currently doesn't leave anything for him to lick up.
Oh, poor baby. The fat child
Has
doesn't.
been upset for 3 days straight.
Oh, are you
Not being
upset?
able to lick cans because the cans don't leave any left behind.
I would like to point out that you enable his bad behavior
It's
of
even-
eating all the food.
I don't enable him eating all the
You keep giving him cans of
I
food.
don't give him cans of food. I let him lick the legs.
That's enabling the bad behavior.
Don't fat shame your fur baby on live.
Okay, I'll let my fat shame him, and then go like, why aren't you taking care of him?
Right. Okay. Anyways, I'm home. I'll be on my computer here in a
You're
minute.
the one that leaves the cans
All
to
right.
be out for him. Full cans of food, by the way. Don't be blaming me.
I got distracted. Can Napa get commissioned to fight the Yautja? No, we'll talk when Chris gets on here. We'll talk more about the Yautja and take their lantern rings, but then gets jumped by many of them. Does Napa still have a chance? That's a good question. And Rusty, hey, by the way, biddies for the kiddies. If you have Twitch and you have Prime, you have a link you can support us so that it costs you a dime. I do want to thank you for the 100 bits, though. That's always welcome. And I really love it when it actually shows up, because then I can actually say thank you. The hope is that eventually we'll get things set up on both ends. We got to make sure we got to get Chris's computer up and running. Ooh, that's a question we need to ask Chris too. So we need to continue the conversation with the lanterns, and we need to ask him about his PC. His PC was having some issues with it smelling too strongly of off-gassing smells, to the point to where it was causing physical discomfort. That's one of those things where we stopped us. And yes, thank you for posting the GoFundMe. We have the GoFundMe for content and animation. That's this link right here. If you want to support the kiddies directly, there's a different GoFundMe that is for that. Killer, his appointment isn't for like another week or so, I think. But he'll go in and he'll get checked, and if we're able to, he'll get worked on his teeth. We're still trying to get some money set aside for that, and all the cats need their health checkups too. So it's an expense. Usually it's just health checkups. I could have afforded those. You know what I can't afford is you becoming obese and having to have a special diet. Yeah, we don't need you getting diabetes.
Back.
And that's the no, don't do that. That's not a nice thing. Wasn't trying to fat shame him.
There's plenty of good back.
He's just kind of sitting chill, huh?
Good back to first.
I would be eating my apple right now, but he's just chilling out. This is Max, by the way. And despite him looking like a tiny cat, he's not a tiny cat. Oh yeah, you're gonna say hi? I bet we can do a thing here. I won't be able to see the chat as well. No, actually, since we've got it attached. No. I find it funny that because I'm on my phone, it's still so teeny down in the corner. Can I? Nope. All right. So on mobile, it doesn't matter. Like I have to have it vertical in order to read the chat. Look how big this cat is. Yeah. Can I show off your belly? Can I show you off your belly? All right. We're gonna show off the belly while I have most of the screen. Oh no. Because I shaved it. Look at the shaved belly. Look at the shaved belly. Yeah. Okay. 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 Not done? Are we done? Okay. 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 You gotta go down there? Really? He's full cuddle mode, and I disturbed him. That's what it was. He was in full cuddle mode, and I moved him. Oh goodness. Okay. What were the two things? His computer and lanterns. I really want to talk about the lanterns. Specifically because I kind of want to know where we want to go. Now we can we can go like, okay, let's just skip that, and that is retconned, right? We can do that. But there's a lot of people who have seen the videos, and I think at this point it's better to make a storyline around it and then have that storyline be tidied up. It's very similar to some of the Stitch videos where a lot of people have seen the Stitch videos, but a lot of them have kind of missed out on some of the stuff. You sent a little support on the GoFundMe. You did. I don't have a way to look at it right now, Irving. If it doesn't pop up as an email notification, Irving. On the animated side, you donate $100 towards animation, dude. That rocks. That honestly helps. The Constantine animation failed. And while though I was not required, I was like, yeah, I need to pay for some of that. What I'll be doing is I'm pretty sure I made it, but we're waiting on to get some information. So I have a compilation of the Tyne videos of Tyne 1 and 2 for the thing, and I need to find out if we can even get them posted. Because the way it works now is, I can cut to the end of the video, bam, it goes into the second part of the video, and it changes the video slightly, but it's enough that it's like, hey, this is an extended cut of the original Tyne video with the ending of us being able to see Tyne and Voldemort. Now, the most criticism that I have seen on that video was Constantine's design, and people going like, it's not Tyne, it's Teen. And I was like, it's Tyne. Yeah, both of them are canon. I'm waiting for Chris to pop back in. But yeah, I want to talk to him about that. But Irving, thank you. That'll go towards animation. I'll go towards the next one, which we have an animation teaser that's going to drop, I think, today at some point. And I'm going to have to work on some sound engineering on that video. It already dropped. Did Chris add extra sounds, or is it just like the voice acting? I've not seen the teaser yet. I've not been able to. I have no idea, and Chris isn't in here, so I can't ask him. If you guys have seen it, let me know. It's just the voice. I can see why. That's just the teaser. Can you open that window for him? He was content just to stare there and put his head on the window, but that's I don't think we can worry. I don't think we have to worry. He's now over there. He was just doing open the if you heard him in the background. So now he's just chilling over there. He doesn't try to get out. He doesn't try to claw out or anything like that. He just sits there and enjoys the air. I think that's really cool. I need to get it. We have a vest and I have a this is the real thing I have for him. I have a clothesline that's a little bit more durable because big cat. And I have a leash so we can hook him onto that line and he can run. So I created a cat run. So he can be outside with supervision and he can run around and it goes up to a tree. So he can climb the tree if he wanted to, but not enough to where like I tested, I did what's called the dangle test. If you have pets, more particularly pets that can climb, I do what's called dangle test on the stuff. So if he gets stuck, it's not going to hurt him. He would probably slip out of the harness is probably what would happen. But if he didn't slip out of the harness, he would just kind of sit there and float in the air for a little bit. But again, it's also why I'm like, no matter what, somebody has to be out there to keep an eye on him, even if he's just running around. I've been there, done that. I fucking hated having to do them. Wasn't really anything to add in that bit of a teaser. What was a teaser? Which part of the teaser got dropped? You put a motor on your washing line, one of the rotating one, and then hung treats on it to get the dog some exercise. And so you would go around and there'd be treats on the line. You created like your own little dog run. Part 2 Voldemort Constantine idea. That's it. There's no more to that. There's no more to that particular version. We're also walking away from Harry Potter a little bit. I'm not to say that we won't do content with it. It's one of the biggest things that we do content with. We're just like, right now, if we do videos, it's going to promote the newest IP, which we don't know all the politics on that. The old movies getting supported, support the actors who don't support the author. The new one, I wish you would just sell the IP at this point. Best of luck, man. And I mean that as in a gender neutral term, by the way, just in case. Love your content. Hey, thank you. I love your support. Also, did you see your Gould Voldemort idea on Discord? I have not yet. The asking if I've seen telling Napa telling Homelander leave. Oh, that's the that there could have been okay. The sound engineer job. I found out this is I think very. Can I have you slow to turn that down?
There?
I don't think it'll be heard on my screen. Turn on your laptop. Also, why do you have both on? We've talked about this. You don't need to have like 3 different devices playing 3 different things. Oh, my child.
It's for when I died. I'm not for this a lot of ways.
Nah.
Skid Idea Hulk and Ghost Rider and the Percy Jackson. I forgot what I was talking about. Oh, sound engineer. So like he's against the glass, right? So we should hear, in theory, you should hear the squeaking of glass. Okay. And then when Nappa puts his hand on his shoulder, you should hear that. People don't think about these things, but they feel more natural. They make a video better, 100%. They make a video better. When me and Chris are at a computer and we're typing away while talking to somebody, you know, if Levi or John are talking to somebody and you're typing, but you don't hear any typing, you don't see what they're doing. You don't know what they're doing. It just looks as if they're staring off into the distance doing nothing. But if we go and we have whatever typing that we decide to have, both me and Chris have really clicky keyboards. But if we're going, hey, yeah, so I've got your account pulled up, and it looks like we do have a bit of an issue here. You know, you start adding in those noises. It transforms, and in animation, it is a huge part of animation. I have not. Stephen, thank you for the donation, by the way. Facehugger gets some from Martin Manhunter's commercial. Hello there, Wyoming. I don't have monetization turned on the YouTube. So did you see the Moopsy comment? I'm pretty sure I did. I need that to focus. Levi. What are you talking about? You need that to focus. Have you ever done a Ben 10 thing? I have. And then we nixed Ben 10 on the channel. You can look up Ben 10 on the channel. There's some videos. There was a remake that we did a while ago that we did about a year after I had stopped doing Ben 10 content as a way to try to bring it back in the channel. And it wasn't ready yet. And I don't think we will be. I think when we get to be 200,000, I'll try it again. But if the same thing happens again, most notably is the whole Alien X thing. Levi and the Moopsy had 7 Moopslings. Oh no. How does the Moopsy breed? Someone want to look that up for me? I don't remember how.
Why everything?
Because if they breed like triples, we're in trouble. Is Chris going to come back? I was hoping he would come back. Facehugger on a Moopsy. With being shapeshifters, though, I don't think the Facehugger would likely get a good latch on. And density control. That's an interesting idea. Could they? I don't think so. Get someone from Martian Manhunter's race. Super OP Xenomorph. Yeah. I don't think anything that can control its molecular structure could be. Just in the sheer fact of, like, you can go, and then, like, if you can control your molecular structure, you can be like, oh, this isn't part of me. Pop. You know, get it out of you. Like, let's be honest with the Deadpool one. Not more happen because he let it happen. Deadpool would have had knowledge, known what had happened, and could have quite literally reached inside of him, pulled it out, and killed it. before it matured. But that's the thing is, some things happen because of plot, and that's the thing that I want to discuss with Chris is like we're at a point to now the Yautja now have lantern rings. Whether we like it or not, it's kind of become a canon event.
Did you make me some waffles,
And I kind of want to know
Daddy?
what
You didn't make me some waffles.
you can put them in. You just put them in the toaster. What do you mean me make you some?
How long?
I put it out of 3 and then I check it, and then if it's not where the toast level I want, I put it on a 1 or 2 and I toast it like that. You don't need me to make you waffles.
Can you make me some waffles?
No,
Yeah,
no.
yeah.
We got plenty of pre-made waffles. You just warm up and toast up.
I want waffles. Were you asking if I watched the video?
What if Blade and
because I know what
Alucard?
the Oopsie is, or
You know what a moopsie is.
yeah, because Target,
Yeah.
Target.
Mm-hmm.
Or
But I made a video on moopsie. You haven't seen it.
Oopsie.
Lazy kid. Oh yeah.
Max was white. He kind of looked like a moopsie. I just realized.
He's not gonna like this, but that's cold. But it is pretty cold. Can you close that window back up?
No.
Yes, please.
It's so nice. I see why Max likes it.
Okay, but it's cold.
But you like the cold.
I do not like the cold.
Yeah, I put it below for him.
And it crack. You can crack it. It doesn't need to be super far open. Yeah, that's fine. I'll let some fresh air in here, and he can still put his head into the crack. He'll just put his nose there, and he'll just huff it. I have a feeling every kid's refusing now. Eggo strawberry waffles are the best.
Oh, I want some.
The only time I ever buy Eggo is when they're on clearance discount.
I want waffles. I want waffles.
Because then they're like affordable. Like the Eggo waffles that we have in the fridge right now were like $2 a box. And that's about what you would pay for the off-brand ones. I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? $2 a box versus like the $4 a box. Much more reasonable. We have a Costco membership. We have Sam's Club membership. Sam's Club is more because we have to have a Sam's Club. Costco, we're experimenting with. So I was like, you know what? Let me go ahead and grab a cheap Costco membership. See if we will use it in the same sense that we use the other stuff. See if there's enough foods there and everything. Yes. There we go.
Sorry, I got home and got in a conversation, and then I got distracted. Irving, I saw your donation. Thank you.
Donated to the animation. Did you try that? Can you try talking again?
Huh?
There we go. That's better. Do you want to swap us? Here we go. So, we were talking about the other stuff. At the end of your teaser, did you mention the GoFundMe and stuff for the animation?
I did not. This is just quick. This is what's happening after the animation. It'll be on there.
All right. So, one of the things that they were talking about was the fact that whether we like it or not, fans have like latched on to the fact that the Predators have the rings, and they're starting to mention it in other videos and everything.
Mhm.
We're gonna have to address that because
It's mentioned in the video drops tonight.
it is okay.
Mhm.
I don't. I'm for the record, I have not seen that video, so I have no idea what's going on. But it's one of those things that we have to like bring up and like make a full storyline about how you have a video of how they got it. We need to eventually get to a point to where it quote unquote gets taken away, right? But I also know why you did it was which because I was talking about the difference in how you would promote things, and with social media, there's a difference in how you can promote merchandise and sales and stuff like that. In our particular case, it's if we're promoting our store and everything, we can do the very passive approach, and it doesn't affect anything. The Predator stuff right here is a bit different because it's another artist work, and we're promoting their work through our channel, right?
Mhm.
And creating a whole storyline is not a bad idea. But that does mean that we need to, when it's something like the Predator is a huge part of our channel, and in the reoccurring thing of like they technically are supposed to lose.
Yeah.
We're now giving them wins.
Right.
At some point in time, we're going to have the point of like, why are they losing? How could they possibly lose?
Right.
And so we're going to have to address that, come back to it, wrap it up, get take the rings away from them effectively, and find a good way to do it that makes sense.
Stephen, I thought the number was in the quadrillions, wasn't it?
Yeah, and that's another thing was that like we've seen that. I've seen the comment of like how many Predators could there possibly be, and then because there's fans on our channel who have hardcore watched the lore answering those for us, and I'm like, I don't have to answer this. I've had that happen quite a lot where I'm in the comment section about to answer something or do something, and I'm like, okay, how do I say this? I'll think about it and I'll come back. I'll come back to this comment, and like within 5 minutes, somebody else has answered it, and I'm like, okay, I guess I don't have to answer that. And it got me thinking at a certain point, and I was like, at a certain point, outside of just making sure people aren't being mean, there isn't going to be much room for anything else other than like a like and whatnot, and maybe some quick comments here and there. I do like replying to people, like on the Moopsy sketch when people were calling out the fact that I had no ammo in the clip. I just did this number, and then somebody actually said the reason why is like not you not having any ammo in your clip because you don't want to pick up the mess, and I'm like, shh.
This is exactly. Okay, so Tom, this is kind of exactly the angle I'm looking to go. I was gonna do a follow-up call with Sinestro. I didn't ignore you, Stephen. I told you there's quadrillions, right? Anyways, my idea was Sinestro didn't die. He survived. He's in hiding at the office. And we asked him about the override function, and he goes, not yet. I want to see how this plays out. So he wants to see what can the Yautja accomplish if they continue giving more and more yellow lanterns to more of them.
My waffles.
And just you all right?
I know my waffles.
Somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but doesn't that function no longer work in the current storyline? Does he have an override function? I don't remember.
I'm checking. Says yes, he does. And I'm going to ask, did Sinestro lose the override? He has lost it. He has lost control at various points. He typically reestablishes his authority,
Dude, a plot.
So yeah, Krona overrode them. Mongol. So there already has been a Sinestro Core war. Mongol 2 took it over, and Sinestro survived and had to regain control. They turned against him. Sinestro and Hal Jordan had to drain the central battery together, depowering the members. And he had to, he's had to reclaim his authority multiple times. So this is right in line with canon on the Yellow Lantern stuff.
Okay, so here's an idea. There's no way he wouldn't lose it at the start, but
Say that again.
there's no way he wouldn't lose it at the start. So he's going to lose it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, the way he gets it back needs to have one line in particular. Take a line from The Flash, and this line has to be in it because it is a callback to The Flash, and The Flash and him have butted heads before. And this falls in line with the Yautja, who steal technology but never really make it their own, right? And that is, you may have my powers, but you lack the imagination to properly utilize them.
Mm-hmm.
That line has to be in there. Please write that down.
I'm doing that right now. So hold on.
And we'd have to change the wording slightly, but it has to be
Say it again. You may have
my powers, but you lack the imagination to properly utilize them. And depending on what Flash it is, that quote slightly changes too.
Yeah, no, we'll figure that out. But what I want to happen is I have a call with Sinestro. He calls in, and I'm like, I thought you were dead. And he goes, yeah, I decided let's just this will get fixed in script, but yeah, we're gonna let the outro believe that for a while. I'm curious to see where this goes. And we let the Yautja just run roughshod over most of the universe.
You decided to voice Sinestro, didn't you?
I think.
Or was that me?
Maybe it was you. I don't remember. He's just a regular dude, though.
Yeah, we'll pull it up, and I think it might have been me.
Yeah. So Sinestro's alive. Doesn't want to take back control just yet.
And for the record here, this is a framework. This does not reflect how many videos there will be. There could be 15 videos, and as long as the plot points are hidden, it doesn't matter, right?
No.
Speaking of, we've got a lot of projects in the works that we'll be working on. And I wanted to say this, and I said this to Levi, but I wanted to make sure to say this to you. Because Levi called it out he messaged me and was like, "Hey, you gonna do a live stream?" Or I messaged him. Don't know. I think I might have messaged him. But he was like, "Hey, I was gonna say something, but I didn't know what boundary was." When you mentioned that I had been kind of like nonstop there for a little while and I needed a break.
Oh.
You were spot on. I did not realize I realized how much in pain I was. But I didn't realize how just physically exhausted I was.
Yeah.
So thank you for that. And that's one of those things where it's like for everyone here, that's our normal live people and everything. If you notice that I've been live several times in a row and I'm looking like I'm starting to get more and more tired and I'm in more and more pain every single day. Me and Chris have already on live said, just call us out on it. I told Chris to call me out, and Chris knows to call me out and be like, hey, you kind of look a little bit tired and everything. Yes, you were going very hard. You pick up and stuff like that. Yeah. And it's one of those things where I don't want to be spammed about it because I think we all have our own limits and our own knowledge. Having Chris say something and was like, hey man, just take a few days made me go, you know what? He's right. I have been but that's also one of those things where we had a deadline. on something, and every time we have a deadline on something, we wanted to get the Moopsy video out by a certain point, I tend to like push myself. I am happy that I did though. Push myself to the extent that I did do it because we got that Moopsy out. And we did all those extra sound effects and everything. And I was actually bringing up the sound effects with the animation because I was asking, like, what do you do for the animation? Was it just the animation with just the voices? Did you guys hear any sound effects? And Steven was like, there wasn't really a point for sound effects. And I was like, which one did he put out? And it was just the teaser that I've seen, which, you know, you have Homelander on the glass and you have Nappa patting him. And I was like, there should have been at least 2 sound effects that should have been added.
It's unfinished. It's just a chance for you to see.
No. I know. I was just explaining to them like my side of it of adding sound effects and how much different.
Sure. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's gonna have like that particular scene. You're gonna have. I don't know if you can hear that. You're gonna have the squeaky window as if somebody's got their face against the window, right? And then when Nappa taps his shoulder, you're gonna have that shoulder tap. You're gonna hear that. And there's a lot of people when they're watching animations, particularly, who don't pay attention.
Make or break it. Yeah, absolutely.
And with live action, you can kind of get away with not having those scenes play as big of a role because you'll have a little bit of background noise. Now, for the record, live action movies and TV shows have sound engineers that put sounds back in because when they're recording, the environment is oftentimes too noisy to properly hear all the sounds. And so what somebody does is, you know, you have those big boom mics and everything, and somebody has to go in and clean up all the audio. They have to take off this audio to put this audio back in. So, and that's why you will have, sometimes you'll have actors come back for reshoots or voiceovers and stuff like that. And there's an entire career field around people who mimic other people's voices. And that is because, you know, they don't want to pay the actor $200,000. Huh?
To come back and do 2 lines.
Exactly. I get that I don't need to be that much of a perfectionist. I can tell you right now, when we take the time to add in this stuff to animation, it is going to benefit the animation. It is going to benefit. Now, a good animation is by itself going to be really good, but what if the central power source is so stressed in by the sheer number of Yautja? That's not quite how the rings work, though. There really isn't a quote unquote power limit to that kind of stuff. It's like every being and you okay, baby? I had a cat try to jump up on something and they didn't quite make it. The blue rings negate the red rings. And it's one of those things where, like, here's a good example. If you take a cup of water and you make a hole and pour it in the hole, and let's assume the water doesn't just drain down, it just sits there, right? You take another cup of water and put it in there, now you have 2 cups of water, right? You're adding to the strength of wherever you're pouring that water until eventually it becomes a pond, you know, a lake, a river, an ocean. It just enhances itself over time. The rings kind of work like that. At least the last time I looked them up, that's how they worked. Now, depending on the story, that can change. And in this particular case, I see no reason to make the ring less powerful based on the fact that there's more of them, because I feel there would be more fear. They become more powerful. I mean, if you were face to face with an entire army of Yautja powered, of yellow ring powered Yautja, you know, you have thousands or hundreds of thousands of all just floating Yautja in the sky, all with yellow power ring energy. I don't know about you, but that'd be fucking terrifying.
Go take a
And
look
that
at what I just put in the Discord.
I can't.
Why? Oh, okay. Then I'll read it to you. This is what I wrote. Sinestro's alive. John asks, "Do you have the override right now?" And Sinestro goes, "Oh, I do, but I want to see where this goes." He wants to see how well the Yellow Lantern Yautja can spread fear across the universe before he takes control again. Having more fear spread in his absence gives him more fear cloud across the universe to come back into when he reasserts control. Let the Yellow Lantern Yautja fight some of their old fights and win. Then it starts getting out of hand. Hero characters who normally wouldn't call in for anything but a costume replacement are calling in for help, and we can't help them because they're getting swarmed by packs of Yellow Lantern Yautja. Finally, Levi goes, "Sinestro, this has gone far enough. 130,000 of them are all attacking Superman at the same time. Supes is going to win, but if you show up and take control now, instead of him winning, you can pull them back and hold the threat of swarms of Yellow Lantern Yautja being sent anywhere you want at any time, which increases your influence and fear to a ridiculous degree." Yes.
He can't be Superman. Canonically, he loses against most lantern rings because they're powered by like a magical force type of thing. And they can produce green. All of them can technically produce kryptonite with just willpower.
I didn't know that.
Like one of the reasons that people were calling out my video of Homelander, evil Superman thing was there's no way Hal Jordan would have struggled against Homelander, but also he can beat down at any point in time Superman. Superman doesn't lose in his universe because of plot, not because he's the strongest. Superman very easily, unless he's the old man Superman, loses against most lantern rings. Shazam's a good option, but at the same time, it's very similar. Of like, there's a certain power limit, and 130,000 of them is just a ridiculous number to be fighting against without any struggle. Like you're gonna most 90% of people, like the lantern rings are fucking ridiculously overpowered. You can make pretty much anything that you want as long as you can think of it.
So let's change your lineup to this. Sinestro, this has gone far enough. 130,000 of them are all attacking Superman at the same time. He's losing, and we need him alive for too many reasons to count. If you show up now and take control, instead of them winning, you can pull them back and hold the threat of swarms of them that can take out Superman being sent anywhere you want at any time.
Why don't we just call it what it is on the plot thing? Why don't we go and it's like, and he's losing right now, and it's gonna be really difficult to believe that he can win this battle. Why does he have to win? Because he's not allowed to lose in his own universe. Oh wait, I don't think I'm supposed to tell you that.
That's a much better meta response. A way to win, but he will, because he doesn't lose in his universe.
Levi needs to have that moment of, oh wait, I don't think I'm supposed to tell you that. The meta is chef's kiss, yeah.
What do you mean he doesn't lose in his universe?
I can't tell you anymore. I've already told you too much.
I've said too much. Just trust me. If you take control now...
You're all good, Levi. You have a good one.
If you take control now, you can pull them back. And you can hold the threat of swarms of Yellow Lantern Yautja that can threaten Superman's life being sent anywhere you want at any time. That gives you influence and fear beyond your wildest dreams.
Yeah. Devin, and that's what I'm saying. Unless we're very specific about which Superman that he's fighting, and even then, 130,000 of them against one Superman. I don't care if it's Prime Superman or not. That's 130 already genetically enhanced, powerful super beings with even more powers on top of that. They are not losing. Like, it is such a ridiculous thing to think about. Like, there's no fucking way. By the presidents, by the rings. I know those sketches. Irving, there's somebody making sketches, the Halo thing. And for a little while, I was enjoying it quite a bit. I was like, God, the only thing that bothers me is some of this writing and some of these voices sound as if they're just being mass produced by AI. And like, he put one out, and then literally the next day there's another one. Literally the next day there's another one. I'm like, at what point do we go?
Who's this?
There's a creator on I think TikTok that's putting out a lot of Halo content, and it's very funny content, but it's very obviously AI voiced, and I'm like, okay. And then some of the sketches or skits, I should call them, because they're too small to be sketches. I'm like, this feels like it was written by AI, and then like. I paid enough attention to how quickly he's posting videos, and was like, that's what it is. Now, mind you, the animation part that he's doing is built into Halo. Like, it's very super easy to do it. He's using very simple rigs and models. He could mass produce these. So he's using a mixture of AI and that. But my limit here is like, there's no need for the voices to be like that. He could have used voice mods and done all the voices himself and still produced the content just as fast. The one thing he couldn't have done is probably the writing, unless he just spammed a bunch of skits, whether they were good or bad. But there's a point where you go, that doesn't make sense. And as a human, either you're being very fucking lazy and not like thinking things through, or you're mass producing it on a level that a human cannot do. And the AI voices were bad enough that I was like, I'm starting to not enjoy this, because you can tell that there's no, the love is gone, so to say.
Yeah.
But he's getting hundreds of thousands of views, and mind you, all of these are short on TikTok. They're too short to be monetized. But I'm just like, at what point do we draw the line on that stuff? It's a sucky thing. I don't really want to.
It's not a line for us to draw.
No, I mean, like as fans.
Oh,
not creators, as fans.
That's your individual choice.
Yeah, I know. That's the question I was having with myself, is like, because part of me wants to enjoy this because I know that he's putting at least some work into it. Another part of me is like, I'm starting to not enjoy this because it's not making sense. But also I don't want to support AI, but I want to support somebody who's at least attempting to do stuff. So it's like that weird thing. Red versus Blue was peak. I agree. Red versus Blue was awesome. They did an amazing job, and while it sucks that they did eventually, and you know what gets me is like the creators went on record saying they didn't really stop because they didn't have more ideas. They had plenty of ideas. They stopped because it wasn't viable to keep doing it, with the fact that all of them have kind of like evolved past it.
Right.
Now, the official reason is, I think, because it was just time to end it. But there's also the fact that like they officially got noticed by Microsoft. They did things for Microsoft. They like at a certain point you go, well, Red versus Blue became a real thing. Like legitimately full company, blah, 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 and then bought out. And then, in all honesty, I think there were politics behind the doors that they're probably never going to talk about, where the big parent company of Rocket Jump, which was Warner Brothers, closing the doors on a bunch of stuff. And you got to remember, Rocket Jump had a bunch of different channels attached to it. And that's the thing that gets me, is any channel wants to unleash triple hybrids, Dexter, all DD, then sleepover. We have talked about,
what did you do?
We've talked about the Moopsy Tribble thing. That's been a comment I've seen repeatedly too. Well, I think the Moopsy is going to be really fun to play with. Chris, you remember the other thing I shared with you, right?
You shared a lot of things with me. I don't you need to be real
The
specific.
little tiny dino looking thing that has
Yeah.
another
Hey, Dylan.
cuteness kills Napa moment.
Dylan O'Reilly, thanks for joining us. Good to see you. Welcome to your first live.
Red versus Blue is on Netflix now. Is that what you meant?
Would they be mooples? Would they be mibbles? Or would they be?
That's a good question. Also, Sherry, I'm not going to get into that either. There's, we keep trying to find artists because we do want to make some videos and everything.
Nibbles.
And now because the music industry is,
My neck.
you okay?
Does it sound like?
No, but you also don't need to be overreacting at a certain point. Like either you're okay or you're not. And if you're not, do we need to take you? It doesn't sound like you're acting like you're fine. Sorry.
Did you say he broke his neck?
No, Max clawed his neck.
Hold onto it. I tried.
Okay, lower the voice. But music industry has a lot of AI issues in it right now. And we're currently working with that. And here's the thing, you can't copyright AI. It's been officially like struck down.
Right.
And at least the art wise. And I think that they're like testing the waters of like, hey, can we at least monetize this in this way? But if you can't copyright something, it doesn't fucking matter, because what's going to happen is people are just going to yoink it and they're going to be like, oh, a human took this and made it into something better.
Right.
And the music industry runs on copyright, like heavily runs on copyright. And if they can't run on it, you're dead in the water. Even worse, Mandar crosses Moopsy with a Lithosaurus from Jurassic Park. Facesuckers on the flood. I've heard of that comment before too. That's enough, Tobias. Yes. But yeah, so there's, by the way, your announcement before the official video, there were way too many people who believed that. I had to go on YouTube because you said announcement and like people don't read the description. After like an hour, I was like, okay, I need to post it on April 1st. Because there were legitimate people, there were people who were legitimately unfollowing us.
Oh, really?
Yeah, really. I mentioned the joke going too fucking far.
That's how you know that, I mean, April Fool's joke was done well.
We don't want them to unfollow us, man.
I mean, I know we've had a couple videos. I know we've had a couple videos here and there that have been like, pretty, bad misses. But like, do they really think that we're that dumb to be like, fuck this, we're doing this now?
Oh my! I just said to Debbie, really, did you hear the saying? Failing from success would be a breakdown of legalities of how much use of AI belly ups the copyright. No, it's not even breakdown in legalities. It's 30%. The number's already out there. 30%.
30% of what?
You can use 30% of AI as long as the other, what is it, 70? 7, 8, 9, 10, yeah, 70% has had significant, and like we say 30%, that numbers is kind of a wonky thing. Right. It needs to have, the actual terminology is, it needs to have significant human changes, or there's a different word that they used that was a legal word. But basically it had to have significant human overwrites, or rewrites, or redraws, or whatever it applies to it. It had to have significant human changes. And that's the thing. Who thought you were actually becoming a parody musician? Here's the thing: we've come up with ideas for songs. Both of us, both me and Chris,
I
had come up with ideas.
was
And
so excited by some of the lyrics I came up with for my parody of Call Me Maybe that I'm actually writing it out, but I'm going to get someone who can actually sing to do it.
Understand, I love it, and I thought it was funny. It reminded me of the music infomercials that Colin Mockery and Ryan Stiles did on Who's Line. Human interaction. Yeah. If someone used their own lyrics, if it's deemed under 30%, assume their lyrics are still protected. No, Ian. That's the thing, and I've been talking with people who use. There's somebody that's a friend of mine who's been going and making AI music and getting paid for it. And like, well, I use my own lyrics, but I do this, and I have this with AI, and I'm like, I'm not gonna get into the conversation with you. Mostly because the legality of it is, it doesn't matter if you write the lyrics. If AI came up with everything else, you're kind of screwed. You can screw yourself over. Because that one's still up in court. That one's still like, well, you still wind up creating most of this with AI. How can we prove beyond a shadow of a doubt that you wrote those lyrics yourself without any AI added to it? That's the thing people are contending with now too, is they have to go above and beyond the means to prove that they didn't use AI to write the thing. And if they don't have proof, they can no longer protect their writing. So opening that door means that you open up the likelihood that you can lose your copyright to your own stuff that you actually did as a human. Which is why, Chris, and I both, we believe AI is a tool, but we don't want it writing for us. We don't want it taking our writing.
Correct.
And we've been having fun without it long enough that it's one of those things where if it can help us manage business stuff, all for it, because that's what it was designed for originally.
Yep.
Especially when you're doing content creation. I'm going to say this, trying to manage all the business crap of content creation is a job in and of itself.
As far as like project, I'm actively looking at AI project management tools and stuff like that, just to help keep track of our shit better.
Mm-hmm.
We're not losing track of what's going on. But as far as like having it right for us, the only thing that I'll use AI for in my writing, I won't have it write for me. When I'm writing sketches and I know what format I want, I'll throw it in there and say, does this meet this exposition, game, heightening, turn out format? And if not, tell me why you disagree. Don't give me any ideas. Just tell me that I've written this in a format that matches what I want. And that's all I'll use. It's just a spot check to say, is my structure correct?
And for everyone here, I'm going to play devil's advocate on Chris's thing. It can be really hard to get an AI to properly do that isn't locally based. And if you're using an AI for those type of checks that isn't locally based, you're also effectively giving your information, that writing, to that company, whether you like it or not. Yeah, the terms, conditions in the things is everything you put in there becomes their IP. That's why I stopped using it.
Okay.
I could not justify putting my stuff in there.
There's not really a benefit for them to have access to it, as far as I'm concerned. But maybe I'll get bit in the ass by that. Hopefully not.
That's basically what we use AI in terms of coding. Just runs checks on codes. Yeah, I don't see a problem with using it to run checks. It's just the big companies have it in their terms, conditions. Everything you put in there becomes their property, and it's one of those things where I'm not a huge fan of that. That's and I've looked into local running AIs locally, and it's just there isn't a benefit to it. It's not that you can't. Oh, Chris, did you get your computer taken care of?
Nope, I got to return it to Best Buy. It's heavy enough that I'm going to need help bringing it over there, and can't do that while Alan's working, so that'll be a Saturday morning thing.
Okay.
I went and talked to them about it.
Yeah.
And I mean, like my sense of smell is factors of magnitude stronger than Alien's is in terms of like my sensitivity to smells. And even she was like, that thing smells horrible.
Yeah.
It smells like someone's pouring asphalt in the house. And so I actually went to Best Buy and chatted with them about it. I'm like, is this a question for Geek Squad? And she goes, yeah, go talk to them. I talked to them, and they're like, if it smells that bad, you need to bring it in and get a different one.
Yeah.
I mean, some off gassing is expected, might smell but like if it's to the point that like you can't have it in the house, you need to bring that back. And I'm like, okay.
And we're going to end the conversation of AI. As far as like, and you guys can have some more in the comment section, but I want you guys to kind of fizzle it out. I don't mind saying how we use it and explaining how we use it, but we're going too far in. I'm seeing the comment sections. We've already stepped away from it, and there's still comment sections. So try to fizzle out the conversation with AI, everyone. Okay. Going forward, are you going to be on live for a little bit?
A little bit, yeah. But I've got I need to finish updating the sketches for Fenrir. I'm a week and a half behind on those for him. Andrew Feldhausen, I need to get those done today and get my parts recorded for the one that he wants to put on his channel. Do you want me to write you in to
let me so I really like the way I said this last time. I hope I say it the same again. If it benefits the sketch, yes. If it does not benefit the sketch, then no. There's no point.
Not a reason there's not a reason to bring your character into it.
Then no. I was not saying I found it funny because whenever you when you have a habit of collaborating, when you reach out and collaborate, and excuse me, what happened?
Waffle fell.
There's a whole other box. It fell. It's not that big of a deal.
Did you know it's wrong for dark chocolate chip?
I think so. I don't know. I don't know if it's chocolate chip.
Blueberry. It's not the waffle.
All right. What was I saying? Right. Whenever we, it doesn't matter which one of us tries to do a collaboration. This is a writing aspect. They were like, "Hey, how quickly can we make this?" And it's easier when we're writing our own characters, right?
Right, 100%.
So it's easier for us to make a quick script with just us and the characters that we can do than it is to try to, how do we justify bringing in this other character when we're collaborating with this other person?
Right. No, I agree 100% on that.
Like me and Josh get along very, very well. But the reality is on that sketch that you guys collaborated on, I loved it. I had no problem with not being in it because there wasn't an in for me to go in there unless we did a part 2. And at the time, we weren't able to do a part 2, even if we wanted to.
Right.
And
We've tried. His schedule hasn't allowed for it.
And I would love to. And he's mentioned it too. He wants to work with us as a whole. Madman Fenrir, we were just talking about how I've been able to enjoy some of his newer sketches that he's come out here and there because his camera has been more stable, and that's been a huge benefit to me being able to watch it. And I've noticed that he has, even though he's still kind of new on it, he's exploring things outside of the same joke over and over with the joke being the gun at the end of it. He's exploring some other jokes, and it's like, these feel like he's kind of stumbling, but it's actually kind of nice for me to see, and I'm enjoying it. Because I've always believed that he's got the ability to do this. And that brought into the discussion of, like, there's a lot of people who make content, not just madmen. A lot of people in general who make content who wind up focusing on the wrong thing as for the skill that they want to improve. I'm not saying that improving a skill isn't bad. But improving the wrong skill at the wrong time can hurt your channel and your channel growth.
Can you clarify more of what you mean?
So let's say Madman is focusing a good portion of his time learning how to do editing.
Gotcha.
And I don't think that that's a bad skill to learn, especially the type of editing that he's wanting to do.
Right.
But
see what
trying
you're
to
saying.
juggle that as well as learn how to make and write better comedy and everything instead of just the kind of content that he's been putting out, which is very Vine-esque comedy, which you can kind of do to a certain extent. But even everyone that's in the everyone that was part of that Vine history and was making Vines has evolved. A lot of them have either evolved their comedy or they fell behind on times.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest thing. I guarantee you're going to like both types of sketches. The difference is how long you can consume those sketches. If we put out a 7-hour video of our sketches and I make just Predator sketches and there's nothing else, you are going to scroll away after about 5 or 6 of those.
Yep.
However, if I go and put them in order to not only how we may have uploaded, but also the lore that's in there, and you get 2 to 3 Predator sketches, the next thing you have is a Stitch video, and you have like 4 of those that are as a storyline, and then you have the Samara Chronicles. All of a sudden, you're watching a 7-hour long stream and not even realizing it.
Right. No, I agree. Yeah, 100%.
I can't watch his compilations. Currently, I cannot stand watching his compilations. It's boring. But that same thing can be applied to us.
Oh,
if
100%.
we were to make compilations like, say, the monthly compilations that me and Chris have talked about, and they were all effectively the same sketch told in a different way, even if those individually did good for the month, the compilation is going to fucking fail.
Yes. Correct.
So recognizing that variety is the spice of life. Sherry, that is exactly my point. Variety is the spice of life. And the biggest issue I've had with Madman has always been the shaky camera, and that's because it makes me physically ill. That's not to say that he doesn't make funny content. I've loved his content. My spouse loves his content. My kids watch his content. Everyone in this house does like him. I just cannot. Madman Fenrir.
Exactly.
You were literally just showing me one of his videos yesterday. What do you mean, who's that?
Is it such a fucking minute?
Yeah.
That dude.
Yeah, that dude. Very, very loud, very in-your-face type of comedy.
I was like the
Nothing wrong with it. But like we were discussing earlier with the Moopsie, where me and you had filmed a couple scenes, more me than you, that were in our face with a little bit of shake. We cut out most of those, and then on one of them, on mine in particular, I had too much shake.
Yeah.
Right. But it was a changing of the angle, a very specific thing for the shaking, and him having more stabilized shots for me has beneficial because I can enjoy them better.
Yep. No, I agree with that.
You hyper focus heavily on long compilations. Irving, my big thing is if the compilation is just one thing, like we have an hour-long Predators video. It's just Predator sketches. When we first made it, though, one of the benefits is that we have little subset stories in those. And when I made it, we made it a point. Both of us made it a point. It was like, hey, let's put this here. Let's put this here. This makes more sense here. These did better. Let's put these in the front of it. I think Chris had me remake that thing 6 or 7 times based on where things were. I'm not bitching. Not at all. I love Chris's moment of like, oh yeah, I kind of didn't I?
Yeah, I did do that to you. Yeah. But you deserved it. I'm kidding.
Huh?
I said, but you deserved it. No, I'm kidding.
But it turned out to be very, very good that we did that because we layered the sketches in ways that people could sit there and watch them and enjoy it. even though the reality is the framework of even though the jokes change in each one, the framework and formula didn't change. But that's no different than sitcoms. You know, they follow a framework, a formula. Everything follows at some point in time, even if it's a new formula, it still follows a formula in writing. Wait, a house full of ADHD people? Yeah, a house full of ADHD people. Yeah.
My house is 3 ADHD people and one normie.
You got a normie in there?
My youngest is the normie, and she can't stand the rest of us.
That's gotta suck.
I feel bad for her because she's just like she's like, oh my god, why are you all so weird? I'm like, sorry.
Even Raven has ADHD and everything. But I would argue that they're probably the best off out of everyone in the household from a mental and physical standpoint. Physical, they're a little bit worse off than Tobias is. Tobias is actually doing pretty well physically, although it's starting to look like you might start developing some issues unless you're just turned funky. And I'm just looking at things funky, but that arm blade looks like it's out further than it should be.
He has arm blades?
Shoulder blade. Sorry.
Oh, okay. I want arm blades.
That's not what I meant. Anyway, shoulder blade. His shoulder scapula is what it is, I think it is. Yeah. I have a question. Why have Nappa from Dragon Ball? You know, that is something that we, I have scoliosis.
I can answer that question.
Yeah.
Because before Levi was involved with the channel, as actively as he is now, I needed to have someone else to bounce stuff off of. And so I was like, you know what? Nappa's dead. I have a goatee. I'm bald. And I can buy a Saiyan shirt. So I'm going to play Fat Nappa. And it's just worked. And it worked because he was a villain. He did some really horrible things. And he would understand how to try to help villains. And then he became the comic relief on a comedy channel.
I think at this point, every one of our characters has evolved quite nicely. You know, a lot of people have finally realized like Levi is not a hero. But there's a lot of people who also realize that he's not really a villain either. He just tends to show his chaotic side more than anything.
Levi's the way people had someone described. So my sketch writing coach, the guy that I work with, he goes, it's interesting. He goes, John's the straight man, Nappa is the comic relief, and Levi's the chaos agent that just kind of fulfills whatever role he needs to within the sketch.
Yep. I really love playing that. Now, to be fair, I'm also really used to playing that because in D&D, whenever I wasn't a DM, that's kind of what I would do too. I'd be like, hey, what character do you need me to be? But I really enjoy having those moments and having control over it more so than what I've ever done before. It's been really nice to have it. Chaotic neutral. Wait, Levi's not a hero? Clutches pearls. I like to say I am the true example of true neutral. I do whatever the fuck I want to do. If it causes chaos, oh, cool. If it doesn't, oh well. Because true neutral doesn't cause chaos for chaos sakes. They cause it because it's fun to them. True neutral doesn't help somebody because it's the right thing to do necessarily. They do it because they want to do it.
Yes.
And there is no point in which Levi does something that he doesn't want to do. There's very few times where it's like he'll begrudgingly do something because somebody that he likes asked him to do it. Like the perfect example of this is taking a vacation at the worst possible time to take a vacation because he's just fucking done with the situation.
Yes.
Now, mind you, even though it worked from a lore and story point, I had no option but to do that. But it worked out beautifully for the story for Levi to pop off and let chaos
so much,
happen. And even looking at it from the long point of view, I'm like, this is perfect. Because why
No,
isn't
thank
Levi
you.
calling these things? It also gives me an opportunity in that particular long form video to off camera bring it up at some point in time. Be like, oh yeah, did you guys ever get a hold of this? Like we can fill in the lore at a different point for that thing.
Yeah.
Playing both sides to meet the middle. Yeah. And we've got long form sketch ideas. I think I don't know about you, Chris, and this is something we can discuss more. But I wrote down an idea of where we do 1 to 2 big projects a month right now. While you kind of get used to things and figure out like where do we want to focus.
Yeah, we discussed it for sure.
Yeah, and to everyone here, there's been a lot of ideas doing podcast. We have a whole list of ideas. Podcasts focusing more on animation when we're able to focus when we have the money to. Putting out different styles of content, different styles of comedy. I have entire series idea that have virtually nothing to do with villain support at all. And I've had these ideas for quite some time.
I would like to see you explore those.
And that's definitely something there. One of the things that both of us had discussed, because Chris has these ideas too. One of the ideas that I absolutely love that is done well enough to do in episode 2, and hopefully episode 2, despite the fact it's been a while, does well, which is the time traveler sketches. Having that formula that I want to be, it has to be a short, it has to be self-contained, and it has to have real historical things happening in there.
Right.
It's one of the few sketches on our channel where we can say that this isn't political, this is historical.
Yep.
Now, does that mean we stay away from anything that is super current? Yes. Anything I think within the last 2 to 4 years we can't touch.
Mm-hmm.
But as the years go by, we can go like, oh hey, it's 2028. We can now touch on the shit that took place in 2026,
or the pandemic,
or the pandemic and stuff like that. The weather changed episode. The weather episode was one of those good examples of like it was even though I picked a specific event, it was still vague enough. But I don't want episode 2 to be vague. I want episode 2 to be this funny. We broke the Spink's nose. Mm-hmm. It's to me, it's a very funny concept. The problem is that both of us have to be in front of a green screen for that. And I got my area clean. I don't know if Chris has got his spot yet. You gotta get your spot, man. We got to do that here soon. That's not even a project. That's a short sketch.
Yeah.
But again, this is also one of those things where it's an original one. The Purge hotline thing that I wanted to do. I have walked back from that after seeing some of the newer comments that I was uncomfortable with. So there were an unhealthy amount of comments who were like, "I'm going to go and kill that guy." And I get that it's part of the joke, but there were a couple people who were legitimately like, "I don't care if you work for them or not. I'm going to come find you and kill you." And I'm like, this is a comedy video. What the fuck? Like, I have not seen comments like that since the Ben 10 one, and I could not tell if they meant it as the sketch or if they meant like this offended them that badly that they want to cause me bodily harm. I think they meant it the sketch guy, the character I'm playing, but it didn't come off like that. Wow. So as soon as I started seeing how negative of a response it got, I was like, I'm going to walk back on this idea. That's we can explore the Purge stuff in a different way. Jeebus guys, have we not learned from the 10 stands? Yeah, pretty sure most of the Winnie Pooh is public domain now. Yes, there's a lot of stuff coming up into public domain. I think they meant the guy calling in too. I really do. But again, things were not worded in the way that made that clear.
Right.
And it was vicious enough in the amount of comments that how many people I pissed off making that sketch. And there's a thing of like, there's people who lean into that. That's not the type of comedy I want to make. I don't want to make the type of comedy that you get pissed off to the point to where it's no longer funny.
Winnie the Pooh is public domain as of January 1st, 2022.
Mm-hmm.
The only one that isn't is Disney's version with the red shirt.
Yeah. Which is the one most people know.
Yeah. Interesting.
No, we have a lot of that stuff too, where we can use stuff in the public domain. There's Power Rangers sketches that we're going to want to do here soon because the Power Rangers reboot that's happening.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
Yeah, look it up.
Oh,
Power
cool.
Ranger reboot, I think this year.
Yeah. No, the video that drops tonight is Predators versus Darth Maul. And that's specifically because the new Darth Maul series is coming out.
Just think there's not funny people trying to be funny. Steven, either way, there was enough people that were legitimately pissed, even without that type of comment, that it took away from the point of what I was trying to do, which was make people laugh. The way I look at a video is if 3/4 of the people laugh at it, good. It's a good video. Even if it performs what I feel is poorly, if most people in the comment section are enjoying it, most people on my channel are seeing it, because having return viewers is huge for any social media platform.
Hear me out. Teenage Mutant Power Rangers. Teenage Mutant Power Rangers.
Oh, hold on. Turtles, and instead of turtles in a half shell, it'd be turtles in a power shell.
Turtles in the Megazord. Turtle Power.
And of course, we want to do D&D sketches, and a lot of those got put off because of two reasons. One was filming locations for those sometimes have to be different. Like, we can't do it from our desk constantly. And I've got a big table finally that if I were to do a sketch and it looks not like this, but you have the table and you see the table. Chris has a table that looks similar to this.
Yep.
It's not square. It's not like mine. It's not super fancy where I can lift it up.
I can be on the side of it, and you can't tell.
Yeah, and that's been huge for us because we've seen some D&D creators who are fucking huge, and we're not gonna put them down. We're not gonna put them down. But we both know that they're buying their views.
I think we're talking about one in particular.
Yeah. Both of us are very frustrated because we recognize when somebody buys views. I don't get that. Buying your success. What do you get from that? Money, I guess?
Brand deals, clout, opportunities to go on really well-known D&D podcasts and broadcasts.
And do very, very poorly because you... Sorry. It was so hard and painful to watch that. I don't usually watch their stuff, but I went to go watch that episode and I was like, I can feel the awkwardness through the camera. Like, it felt like they were all being nice, overly so. And I was like, we're moving onward. Anyways, I'm just not a fan of that.
I agree. I'm not either.
Does that mean you have to tidy up? Yeah, it does mean I have to tidy up fully on the table. It does. Chris's table's probably clear. Is your table ADHD pile mess too? Is it? Is it?
So much so.
Is it like my table right now? I'd like to point out that there's stuff inside of my table too. You have this mess, and then there's a mess inside of the table. Mind you, the mess is a bunch of dice and stuff like that I've gotten. Oh, I have a hard pill to talk about, and this is for everyone here that likes to be updated on things. So, the company that we usually work with dice, let me know that they've got a new project. However, and this isn't limited to us, because of finances and tariffs. This is just a reality for everyone here. There is not going to be an influencer thing that they're doing for the first couple weeks of it.
Okay.
And the samples that they would send out are not going to be indicative of what people are going to get, because the samples that they have aren't that they could send out are not of the quality that slide and do things they want. What they effectively did, those fidget sliders?
Fidget sliders?
Yeah, you slide it up and down and turn it around and everything. It's two metal discs.
Yeah.
Those are really fun and clicky and nice to play with. They put a full set of 7 dice on one of those. So now you can fidget and play with it and then spin the dice on top of that. And I'm like, you just put together 2 things ADHD people love. And he's like, I didn't even realize that. I was like, yeah, I would absolutely love to promote that. I guarantee you it's going to hit my market very well. And it was like, well, how well do you think it'll be? And I was like, do you remember how well I did at the sales with the spinning dagger? And I was like, oh, and I'm like, yeah. And so they went and asked their boss, and their boss clarified that nope, they're not going to do it. And the guy was like legitimately sad. But I understand why. The amount that they spend on marketing, they need to sometimes try to market without it. That's just a reality. And that's a thing that even we do is, and like we have merch that we don't. It would be a smart idea if we had merch that we could fully copyright / monetize on and send that merch out to potential other influencers to market with us, right? It'd be really cool to do.
It would be.
Superman and Batman, and I'm going to be honest, 2035. How many years away is that now?
9.
I don't know what I'm going to be doing in 9 years. I don't know about you, but I don't know what I'm going to be doing in 9 years. I hope that things are much larger than they are now. I hope by the time 9 years rolls around, we have our own version of superheroes and villains that we are not needing to do things with Superman and Batman.
Right. Characters that people know that are ours.
Mm-hmm. Which is why, like, me and Chris keep going back to like Gary and the Tailor of Terror is an original character now. So we've got 2 villains for sure. We've got more original characters, don't we? Just not ones that have been.
We've got the melting guy.
We got to find ways to bring him back.
Yeah, we do.
It's sad. We sit here and it's like, shit, we don't have a ton. Like, we have our characters, Chris and Levi, or John and Levi. Can't wait for more Tailor of Terror. I love the Tailor of Terror. I really do. I love him as a character. I love doing that voice. There's only one rule that I really, technically 2 rules with him. One, it has to be Silver Age escapade stuff. Yep. Anything outside of that, he has to be completely offended by. The fact that women don't have pockets, I think is hilarious that he defends pockets. Also, around the Silver Age, women had pockets in their shit. So I'm just putting that out there. They had pockets back then. So it's one of those things where like that character has to be campy and goofy. Has to be fun, campy, goofy.
100%.
And one of the things that me and Chris have got to get used to is very similar to the Moopsy sketch. We have got to be get more comfortable doing the uncomfortable.
Doing just goofy stuff. Yeah.
That video is still gaining traction. People love it. Comment that they love it. They're calling out the how does the Moopsy penetrate Nappa's skin, and I'm just like, I can refer to one thing that absolutely blows any argument that they might have had out of the water. Goku got hit and hurt by a rock.
Yes.
I know, and that's a canon event. I don't care what any of you say. The Moopsy drank his bones. And then a bunch of people are saying, like, Levi missed. Here's the thing. Levi didn't miss. We just didn't get a scene of the Moopsy getting pelted with a bunch of stuff.
Right.
Here's the because at the end of the day, the Moopsy drinks Saiyan bones. How strong is that Moopsy now? And when we go to put that in a compilation sketch, I'm going to be removing the April Fool's thing.
Yeah.
Like the
for sure.
wasted will still be there, but the April Fool's will go away.
Yep.
Because I 100% think that needs to be the fact that Levi says a 10th time means that we've come back from it. Like we can survive this
It's
event.
survivable. Yeah, exactly.
And I love the idea of the wasted still being there. That's still just a funny haha moment. And it allows us to have more fun with the Moopsy. And because it's an item that if we can figure out how to tag it, it's a shoppable item that we might be able to make a little bit of commission on when people buy it.
They don't offer affiliate stuff.
Through the YouTube? You didn't... damn.
At least the site where I got it.
Oh, no. On YouTube, if you click the video in the shop thing, you can search for tagging other things outside of it. And if it's sold on like Walmart or Amazon or something like that.
It's not, I don't believe. Let me do something here real quick. Let me create.
Also, these new chairs I got make sitting in here so much easier.
New chairs?
I got a couple new dining chairs that are like built for bigger people.
Oh, sweet.
So one, my ass doesn't feel like it's sitting on hardwood, which is great for my tailbone. Two, because of how soft the backs and the front are, it's really nice. Now it's still a stiff chair, and for everyone here that knows my issues, sitting in a stiff chair for too long causes me pain. So I am about done with this live stream, to be honest.
That's fine.
Are you you're busy tonight, aren't you?
Yep. I got a bunch of stuff. I got more stuff to work on this afternoon, and then stuff to do tonight.
Yeah. Which work stuff? You said work stuff. I'm like, which work stuff? You can just say that.
This work stuff. I got a bunch of stuff I got to work on. I'm checking to see right now if Moopsy is available as an
okay.
Tag product.
What I would love to do is I've got some stuff that I've got to take care of. I've got to message a couple people and find out because the weather's been bad enough that I don't want the dirt delivered that I was supposed to have delivered today. I'm gonna ask if we can wait until it's a bit more sunnier and dried out because I don't want to deal with mud. And
they have a little. There's a little 10-inch one you can get from Walmart.
Tag it.
Wait, hold on. Talking Moopsy Plus. Here it is.
Tag both of them if you're able to. Attach both of them to both sketches. And then we can you send me the small one as a business expense?
So it's not the exact same. It's close. But I'll show you the difference here. The quote unquote official one that I got.
Yeah.
Here, let me show you here. So here's the one that I've got, right?
Mm-hmm.
Take a look at the paws specifically.
Yeah.
Stitching on the paw. And then here's the one on Walmart.com that you can get through YouTube.
Is it like a like the $10 one? You mean?
No, 35.
Oh, okay.
But it's
Still very close.
got
What
the
about
same
that
color,
cheap?
doesn't have the tag. It's got a poochier stomach.
Give me a
But-
minute for this. What about that $10 one?
The $10 one is no the 10-inch one, you mean?
Yeah, 10-inch one. How much is that?
That's $20.
That's not bad. That's the same one that the other one had. That is like effectively the same. Just is it just smaller?
No, it's different. It's smaller. It doesn't have a tail. And it also doesn't make noise.
All right. Well, you can stop sharing, man. I would tag both of them. That way, people have a more expensive one that talks and one that doesn't option. If we can find a small Moopsie to possibly send me, or a large one, doesn't matter, as a business expense, I would love to do another video, and I would love to specifically be like, oh my god, it had babies, because we were just trying to find out how does it breed, and there doesn't appear to be information. There's nothing saying that it can't breed with a tribble.
What the fuck?
I want that slow look. Yeah, there it is. There it is. Because guess what I have in my house?
Real?
Go get it. It's in your room. It's in your room. The tribble's in your room. You took it in your room for whatever reason.
Gave it to me.
No, I was supposed to have one that wasn't, and I can't find the one that wasn't supposed to wind up in your room. I can only find the one that I kept in its box. So go bring me that one, please. Put him down. He wants away. Go on. Go bring it to me.
Me more than you.
Yeah, sure. That's what it was like. I could 3D print it. The problem with 3D printing is that they're physically hard. And the last thing I want to do is be clutching a physically hard print.
Where do you tag product? I can't find where to tag products now that it's already posted.
Should be able to.
This thing has
Where?
never been outside of its box.
Yeah, let's just bring it here. And you didn't have to take it out of its box.
I found it. Hold on. Okay.
Give it here. Give me the box.
Just the one prepared.
Yeah, I know. So I have a regular tribble running around here, and then I have the Mirrorverse Star Trek tribble.
It has evil dribble.
But they both effectively, they're just tribble. So everyone here, it's a tribble. And I have been waiting to use these in a video.
Yeah, I don't want it.
It's a ball of fluff. That's all it is.
Okay. That is now done and attached to the video.
That is awesome. And that way we can comment to people now that, hey, there should be a link on the video.
Yep.
But if I have a tribble and a moopsie, or if you have a tribble and a moopsie, we can do shots with them meeting up. And literally the joke would be there's no way, because does a tribble even have bones?
I don't know.
Because from what I understand, it was just a mass. That's a good question to ask.
After the Moopsie's done with it, it might have one.
But can you imagine, like, there's just been a lone tribble in the office just wandering around, not able to breed with anything, and all of a sudden it meets a Moopsie.
But
And then we get Moopsie tribbles.
my one concern there is tribbles can reproduce without the need for a DNA donor, right?
I believe at some point they get to breed asexually. You'd have to look that up.
That's the whole issue with them is they
Tribbles are born pregnant. Yeah. So it's like, oh, where did the lone tribble come from? And here's the way. The thing is that they are able to be contained. Like Star Trek has them contained at some point, right? So there's nothing saying that we can't have a moment of like Mandark calling in, "Hey, John, we got a problem. A tribble escaped containment," and like, "Oh no." And then we have the scene of a trip. Tobias, I don't like having to get louder and louder because you get louder and louder.
Mandark, how did it escape containment? I was trying to impress Dee Dee, and I was juggling them, and I dropped them, and they
Dropped
got into
one.
the air vents.
No, he just dropped one of them.
Yeah.
So now we're gonna have a whole tribble event.
Okay, it's fine. We've dealt with triple infestations before. No, John, it gets worse than that. How does it get worse than that? They got into the Moopsie containment area, the Moopsie cage, and you ever heard of a troopsie?
Oh,
I have not, but if it is what I think it is, you're fired. And he goes, "Okay, I'll pack my things."
let's not say fire.
No.
We'll figure out different. I do like this idea. We need to formulate this idea a little bit more.
Yep.
Can you go ahead and start writing that up?
Yep.
Because that's a great way to bring Mandark and find out if can you reach out to Josh and see if he'd be willing to dress up as Mandark?
Ooh, I'm sure he would be, but I don't know if that's necessary. We can just have him. We can just animate him.
We could.
No, it'd be cheaper to have him dressed as Mandark.
It would be, and with his facial reactions,
way more fun.
Yes. I would love to find out, and he doesn't have to go full out. I mean, he can go as full out as he can just put a lab coat on if that's all.
He go full Mandark.
Yeah. But I absolutely love this idea, and the way you bring Levi into the sketch is like, "Hey, Levi, ever heard of a troopsie? No, what's that? Huh? So you're not gonna like this."
Yeah.
And Levi just does a slow turn of like,
because you know how Mandark he normally goes. Ha 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 ha. He's gonna go. You ever heard of a troopsie?
yeah. And then so now we have to refer back to this at the 2-hour marker roughly.
Yeah.
But and then we can so you say that and Levi just does a slow turn of like, do I want to know? You really don't, but I feel like you're gonna need to. I don't like that answer, John.
I think
and then Nappa comes in at that moment.
I think the same line should be the same. So Nando goes, "John, you ever heard of a troopsie?" No, but if it is what I think it is, you're in trouble. And then John goes, "Hey, Levi, you ever heard of a troopsie?" No, but if it is what I think it is, you're in trouble.
Yeah, there we go.
I didn't do it. Mandark's in your department. It's your responsibility.
Somebody needs to come. I think at that point somebody needs to interject to be that joke of, "Hey, you would not," like Nappa going, "Hey, you would not believe what I found. Look at this little tribble," and it's just a gray, like just a gray fluff. Like if you can find a gray fluff or whatever, if we can find one, and then the next scene is just Levi's chair swiveling. That's all it is. It's just Levi's chair. He left so fast, the chair is just swiveling. And then John goes, "Dude really left me." and then in the background, have that sound of "Bye, see you later, have a good time."
And then if we wanted to, we can keep going. And it's like, and then you go, Napa, you've got to put that down. Why? It's a moopsie tribble. It's a and then you say what it's called together, and he just looks down and goes, "Oh no!" And then you hear Mandrick, "Why is Levi in the moopsie cage?"
What?
Why did Levi go into the empty moopsie cage? It's the only safe place. Levi disappeared and locked himself up. He's like, no. Fuck that. Or it could even be the joke of, I will not, instead of the bye later, have a good time. Not for an 11th time. We need to get that thing out of the office before Levi goes back on vacation. Levi's not abandoning his Levi's chair quickly fills up with troopsies. I love that idea. Troopsies. I love that. I love the name Troopsies. Oh, okay. Reality is I need a break, everyone. So we're gonna call this that alone. We've already worked out the sketch. We've already got the bones of the sketch.
Yep.
I really love that. I'll let Chris do what he does best.
No pun intended.
But it's unintended, absolutely. I'll let Chris do what he does best, which is write some of this out, and then we'll go over it a little bit later. I gotta send some messages and take care of some things. You all have a great day.
This weekend I have family in town. Tomorrow and Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
I won't have a lot of availability during that time.
How well has the you know what? Let's end the stream and then me and you can talk. Okay.
Okay, sounds good.
All right. So I wish you all peace of mind, serenity, body, spirit, and harmony among others. Remember, taking one breath, one step, one day at a time. Wish you all until the winds blow your sails our way again. You all have an Acme day.
Have an Acme day is a part of the villain. Having an Acme day will measure to build your house. Have an Acme day.
And remember, having an Acme day simply means the best day you possibly can have. Bye now.
Troopsy.
Oopsie.